This is one of the locks on the canal. You can see it here. Of course, they're not used anymore, but still. And the canal boats used to go up and down through here. Of course, you can see the lock there. And the canal is paralleling this road right here. Quite unique. Here you can see the old mill. It looks like from the outside. A really, really cool place. What's some kind of grinding, isn't it? You can see the top of that stone in there. And these are the stones. The big one, 1,500 pounds.
The other one's about 750.
750. The little one. So this is kind of how the thing is set up. The grain goes in the top. You can see what it goes in, what comes out. Goes down out of the mill, down into the elevator. Goes up to the elevator. And then goes into what she called the sifter. And then, as it goes in the sifter mechanism, then you get cornmeal or grits or the bran. And you can kind of see how they've got this here. So we are at the Metamora Grist Mill in Metamora, Indiana. You want to go downstairs? Sure. So we're going to go downstairs where all the belts and pulleys and all that kind of stuff is. And she was saying that they get the stones from France. Isn't that what she said?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of steep stairs. And one time she was saying, the lady, oh my, look at the wheels.
Oh my goodness.
The mill burned down at one time, a long time ago, because of the dust that grinding does. And they rebuilt it out of brick. And so if it ever caught on fire again, then the brick structure would still be here.
Just the wooden posts.
Just the wooden posts. You can see these wheels that will turn
Those are belts.
through the belts and then drive the mill. And then all the other things that you could drive with the mill. Now, we have been to some mills in the past. It was a water wheel mill. And there was belts running all over the place that would drive certain things, but it certainly is cool down here. But this is on along the Whitewater Canal here in Indiana. Boy, that is some kind of mechanism, isn't it?
It's rather noisy when it's running too.
I bet it is noisy.
All the time you do it
Oh, yeah.
every day you're open on a certain days?
Just, well, it depends on if I need product, if there's people here, but today is Sunday, and so we'll be closed for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Um,
Or like a Wednesday or Thursday, possibly.
yeah, actually, those are.
That's pretty cool.
Oh my gosh, those days are so slow.
You can see the corner.
Sometimes I sit in here and I'm out cold.
Oh.
Don't really
You could
see
put it down in that
people
hole.
on, Wednesday or Thursday.
And then it ends up down there.
October is one of our busiest months here. We're in that in between time when after school gets started and before like fall festivities are super slow.
She was saying the original mill was built in 1848, 1847, 1848. And when the mill burned and was rebuilt, it was like in the 1880s. So that's how long this mill's been around. (1843). You can kind of see the history here. 1847. Originally it was a cotton mill, and there was not too much cotton here in Indiana, so they converted it to a grist mill. And the fire destroyed the mill in 1883. You can see the timeline today.
It's so sad to see some of the kids that are now, show up.
Yeah.
So sad.
With these old mills, though, they really provided the local area with cornmeal, flour, that kind of stuff. And we bought a fresh ground bag of cornmeal that she just ground today. So it should be really, really good. You kind of see Indiana there. And you can see kind of where we're at in Metamora is right there. In Richmond, up here is where we're staying. So you kind of get a good idea of the map of Indiana. There's a nice little town here with all kinds of shops and restaurants and you know, different leather and antique shops and that kind of stuff. And she was saying that the kids like to come in here and play with the train and the track. And there is a passenger train here that you can ride, the passenger train. I think it goes up to Connorsville. But it's a nice little train with passenger cars. It's pulled by a diesel locomotive today. The canal boats would move goods down the canals. It's really, really interesting place. These little towns in the States, you can see one of the canal boats there a long time ago. But these towns and cities throughout the States have all these little places that are just fascinating. So it's really fun to find these places.
Yeah, it was almost that here, so
You can see the train in the distance, a passenger train. It runs from Connorsville to here and then back. And here's the track, and you can see the the canal down over there, and you can walk along the canal. There's lots of little shops and things. So I'm going to walk over here. You can cross the canal. Here you can see the canal as it runs down through Metamora. And they can change the water level of the canal. But here's the water wheel. And the canal, as you can see, down through there. Really, really cool place. As far as you can see down the street, there's all kinds of shops and there's bridges that goes across the canal. It's a really, really lovely place here. And of course, there's a bypass that goes around the water wheel that they can set up. This canal went all the way to Cincinnati. And so goods and services, or goods, like grain, went up and down the canals. That's how they moved things before mass transit and semis and all that kind of stuff. And there's several places along the canal that had little towns sprout up, and mills and whatnot, where they used the power of the water. So it's a really, really cool place here in Metamora, Indiana. Yeah. Kind of like the main street through Metamora. Shops. Pretty cool.